Hello, this is Frank, and we're now moving on to the Z endorsement test. This test is designed for commercial drivers who need to operate vehicles equipped with air brake systems. The Z endorsement demonstrates your knowledge of air brake components, safety procedures, and proper operation of these critical systems. Let's get straight into the questions. What does a Z endorsement allow a driver to operate? Vehicles equipped with air brakes. This endorsement is specifically required for any commercial vehicle that uses an air brake system, ensuring drivers understand the unique characteristics and safety requirements of pneumatic braking systems. Moving on, the air compressor governor should cut out at approximately 120 to 135 psi. This is the standard range where the governor stops the compressor from building more pressure, preventing overpressurization of the system while maintaining adequate reserves for safe operation. Next question. The air compressor governor should cut in at approximately 100 psi. At this pressure point, the governor signals the compressor to start building air again, ensuring the system maintains sufficient pressure for proper brake operation. Let's continue. The low air pressure warning must activate by 55 to 75 psi. This warning gives drivers critical notice that air pressure is dangerously low, allowing time to safely stop before the spring brakes automatically apply. Time for the next question. Spring brakes will begin to apply automatically when system pressure falls to about 20 to 45 psi. This automatic application serves as a final safety measure, bringing the vehicle to a stop when air pressure becomes too low for safe operation. Next up, the safety relief valve is typically set to open at approximately 150 psi. This valve protects the air brake system from damage by releasing excess pressure if the governor fails to cut out the compressor at the proper pressure. Let's see what's next. The primary function of an air dryer in an air brake system is to remove moisture and oil from compressed air. This is crucial because moisture can freeze in cold weather and block air lines, while oil can damage rubber components in the brake system. Here's another one. Why should air tanks be drained regularly? To remove water and oil that collect in the tanks. Regular draining prevents these contaminants from building up and potentially causing brake failure or freezing in the air lines during cold weather. Continuing on, dual air brake systems are designed to provide separate primary and secondary circuits for redundancy. This design ensures that if one circuit fails, the other can still provide enough braking power to safely stop the vehicle. Moving on, compared to hydraulic brakes, the normal brake lag for air brakes is about 0.4 seconds. This delay occurs because compressed air takes time to travel through the lines and activate the brakes, which drivers must account for when stopping. Next question. The S-cam brake mechanism converts pushrod motion into cam rotation to spread brake shoes. This mechanical advantage system efficiently transforms the linear force from the brake chamber into the rotational force needed to press brake shoes against the drum. Let's continue. With brakes released, slack adjuster free play of more than about how much indicates adjustment is needed. About 1 inch at the pushrod. Excessive free play means the brakes are out of adjustment and won't apply properly, reducing braking effectiveness and increasing stopping distances. Time for the next question. Automatic slack adjusters should not require routine manual adjustment when functioning properly. These devices are designed to maintain proper brake adjustment automatically, though they still need regular inspection to ensure they're working correctly. Next up, from 85 to 100 psi, air pressure should build within 45 seconds or less. This standard ensures the compressor is working efficiently and can quickly restore operating pressure for safe vehicle operation. Let's see what's next. With the engine off and service brakes applied, the maximum air loss for a single vehicle is 3 psi per minute. This test checks for leaks in the service brake system, with anything exceeding this rate indicating a dangerous air leak that needs immediate repair. Here's another one. With the engine off and brakes released, the maximum air loss for a single vehicle is 2 psi per minute. This static leak test helps identify problems in the air system when the brakes aren't applied, ensuring the system can maintain pressure during normal operation. Continuing on, at startup, the ABS indicator light should come on briefly and then turn off after self-check. This bulb check and system test confirms the ABS is functioning properly and ready to assist with vehicle control during hard braking. Moving on, parking brakes on air brake vehicles are held by mechanical spring force. This fail-safe design ensures the parking brakes will automatically apply if air pressure is lost, preventing runaway vehicles. Next question. The trailer hand valve should be used for Testing trailer service brakes at low speed. Using it for normal stopping is dangerous because it only applies trailer brakes, which can cause jackknifing or loss of control. Let's continue. The tractor protection valve is designed to shut off air to the trailer if a major leak occurs. This valve preserves air in the tractor's system, ensuring the driver maintains enough pressure to stop safely even if the trailer air system fails. Time for the next question. On most tractors, the emergency supply line is red and supplies trailer air. This color coding helps ensure proper connection, as the red line controls both the trailer's air supply and emergency brake release. Next up, glad hand seals should be replaced if cracked or leaking. Damaged seals allow air to escape, reducing system efficiency and potentially causing brake failure if the leak becomes severe. Let's see what's next. After coupling, trailer service brakes are best tested by applying the hand valve while moving slowly to feel brake response. This low-speed test confirms the trailer brakes are connected and functioning before entering traffic. Here's another one. On a long downgrade, the preferred braking method is snub braking with proper gear selection and engine braking. This technique involves firm brake applications to reduce speed, then releasing to let brakes cool, preventing brake fade from overheating. Continuing on, brake fade can be reduced by controlling speed with lower gear and engine brake. Using the engine to help control speed reduces the work required from the service brakes, keeping them cooler and more effective. Moving on, if the low air warning activates while driving, the driver should safely stop and park until pressure is restored. Continuing to drive with low air pressure is extremely dangerous as the spring brakes could apply suddenly, causing loss of control. Next question. Moisture in the air brake system can freeze and block lines or valves. Ice blockages prevent air from reaching the brakes, potentially causing complete brake failure in cold weather conditions. Let's continue. When inspecting brake drums, you should look for cracks, grooves, or bluing from heat. These signs indicate potential brake failure risks, with cracks possibly leading to drum breakage and heat damage reducing braking effectiveness. Time for the next question. Disc brakes operate by calipers clamping a rotor to create friction. This design provides more consistent braking than drum brakes and better heat dissipation, though they're less common on heavy commercial vehicles. Next up, before moving the vehicle after startup, the driver should verify air pressure is at normal operating range. Starting to drive without sufficient air pressure means the brakes may not function properly, creating an immediate safety hazard. Let's see what's next. If one circuit in a dual air system loses pressure, the driver should stop and have the system repaired before driving. Even though one circuit remains, continuing to drive is unsafe and illegal as the vehicle no longer has the required redundancy for safe operation. Here's another one. Pushrod stroke must be within manufacturer limits when brakes are applied. Excessive stroke means brakes are out of adjustment, reducing braking force and increasing stopping distance dangerously. Continuing on, adjustments to air brakes should be made only by trained and authorized personnel. Improper adjustment can cause brake failure or uneven braking, making this a task that requires proper training and certification. Moving on, when parking on a grade with an air brake vehicle, set parking brakes and use wheel chocks as needed. This combination provides redundant protection against vehicle movement, especially important with heavy commercial vehicles. Next question. To check basic compressor operation, you should observe that pressure builds to cut out range. This confirms the compressor can build adequate pressure and the governor properly controls the cutout function. Let's continue. The component that controls compressor loading and unloading is the governor. This device monitors system pressure and automatically controls when the compressor pumps air or runs unloaded to maintain proper system pressure. Time for the next question. The purpose of relay valves is to speed brake application and release at the axles. By positioning these valves closer to the brake chambers, they reduce the distance air must travel, improving brake response time. Next up, service brake application is controlled by the foot brake valve. This valve meters air pressure to all service brakes proportionally to pedal pressure, allowing smooth and controlled stopping. Let's see what's next. A proper tug test after coupling involves gently pulling against applied trailer brakes. This test confirms the fifth wheel is properly locked and the trailer won't separate when moving forward. Here's another one. Trailer emergency brakes will apply automatically if supply line pressure is lost or drops too low. This fail-safe feature ensures the trailer will stop if it becomes disconnected or loses air supply from the tractor. Continuing on, Shutting the engine off on a downgrade is unsafe because engine braking and power steering are lost. Without the engine running, you lose these critical control systems while the air pressure gradually depletes, creating multiple safety hazards. Moving on. After a firm service brake application, the air gauge should drop briefly and then recover to cut out range. This pattern shows the system is using air for braking, but the compressor is maintaining adequate pressure for continued safe operation. Next question. If the ABS warning light stays on after startup, you should brake normally and schedule service soon. While ABS malfunction doesn't affect normal braking, it means you won't have anti-lock assistance during emergency stops. Let's continue. The trolley valve is intended primarily for testing trailer brakes. Also called the hand valve or Johnson bar, this control allows independent trailer brake application for testing and limited parking situations. Time for the next question. A quick release valve helps brakes release faster. By exhausting air directly at the brake chambers rather than back through the entire system, these valves reduce brake release time and improve vehicle control. Next up, in freezing conditions, an alcohol evaporator or air dryer helps by preventing ice in lines and valves. These devices either remove moisture before it enters the system or add alcohol to lower the freezing point of any remaining water. Let's see what's next. Signs of overheated brake drums include reduced braking, odor, or smoke. These warning signs indicate dangerous brake fade, requiring immediate action to cool the brakes before they fail completely. Here's another one. Brake linings that are worn below limits should be replaced to meet manufacturer specifications. Worn linings reduce braking power and can damage drums or rotors, making timely replacement essential for safety. Continuing on, a proper parking brake test during pre-trip is to set the parking brake and gently pull to verify it holds. This test confirms the parking brake can hold the vehicle's weight, preventing dangerous runaway situations. Moving on, when coupling a trailer, push in the trailer air supply control. Only after lines are connected and coupling is tested. This sequence ensures all connections are secure before pressurizing the trailer system, preventing dangerous air leaks or sudden brake releases. And that completes this practice test. Great job working through these questions.